Hey, today I'm going to show you a tool called Class Dojo that I've been using this year. I've become very attached to it. I really enjoy using it, and my students like it also. The first thing you'll want to do is actually log in, and I've already logged in under my name. And the next thing I want to do, or the first thing you're going to have to do, is add a class, and I'll show you how to add a class. You go into Add Class. I teach 7th grade. I'm going to make it a math class, and I'm going to call it 7th period math. Okay, and there are two options for entering names. You can enter them one by one. So I can enter Ida Claire's name and hit enter, and there she is. Or I can copy and paste a list, and I happen to have one here that I can copy and paste. So I'll go ahead and do that. Alright, when I hit save, there's my class. Alright, so the next thing we're going to do is hit next, and it's going to give us the behaviors that we can choose from when we choose the students. And I'm okay with these positive behaviors that they give me. I don't have any to add, but I do want to add something to the negative behaviors. Sometimes my students have partial homework, so I want to do incomplete homework instead of no homework as it says up here. So I can actually import behaviors from another class. I've got my other classes on here, so if I wanted to do that, I could just, on the next class, just import it from this class. And then I want to actually go into my class, and now I have my class here, and I can click on any one of these students and say Anita was on task, Billboard was showing teamwork, Ida Claire was participating, Frank was working hard, and it makes these great fun sounds. I actually like doing this better on the iPad, and it works a little bit better on my iPad. Um, let's say Mel was persistent. And then there are also the negative behaviors. So if I notice that Anita is talking out of turn, I can kind of take away that positive point. If I notice again that maybe she was unprepared, then that gives her a -1. Alright, so I can just manage my class as the class period goes on. Let's say Johnny was off task, and then he didn't have his homework. Alright, so after I do this, I can actually tell it to end the class, and it will show me what happened in my class today. Alright, it'll show me what behaviors went on in my class. And as you can see, the only ones that have any kind of feedback are the ones that I actually gave a positive or negative point to. And it shows the different things that I assigned to the different students, and it shows that I had a 55% positive feedback for the day. And then if I go down here, it shows me individually what happened for today. Like Johnny was off task and he got a -1. And I can actually print a report for each one of these students, and it shows a summary of their behavior for the day. And I actually used this for my first 9 weeks, and I actually printed out all the behaviors for my first 9 weeks and had my parents sign those. So let's take a look at that, and it'll only show a report for the ones that I entered feedback on. So like Frankfurter got 100% positive. If I send this to his parents, it's going to give them a code to put in Class Dojo, and they can actually follow his behavior from home. So that's pretty neat. Another thing that I love about Class Dojo is, let me go back into my class, is that you can use it as a random selector, and I'll have to admit that I'm not crazy about the sounds that the computer version makes. That's why I say I like the iPad. On the iPad, I tell it to select, and it doesn't make all this noise, but this is how it randomly selects, and I don't necessarily use it for positive and negative feedback. I use it to like call on a student to answer a question, and it's a lot quicker on the iPad if you have one of those. And like I said, I like it better on the iPad. If you would want to have it on your iPad, you would just need to download that app on your iPad. thank you for tuning in to my screencast.